Hey everybody, clearing. All right, I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into some things for the masculines today. So this is kind of a support read for divine masculines. What can we see for the DMs out there? This can be for cross watchers, DFs watching for masculines as well, but I've got a list of questions I don't normally ask. I'm being guided to go into what are the masculines struggling with their karmic situations right now. That doesn't mean a person. That can be beliefs, patterns, paradigms, family dynamics, other people for sure, work situations, a lot of different stuff like that. Karma, learning. And what are they struggling with regarding this connection? What they wish could happen. If they could wave a magic wand, what they see themselves accessing, what they would actually want to happen if everything were to be in alignment for them. What are they misunderstanding at this time? 111 I saw. What are they getting right? Okay, so let's see what we get. Thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel. It's only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What are the DMs struggling with in the karmic situation right now? Hopes and dreams being dashed, lies, unequal give and take. So this is kind of ironic because this is how the masculines treat the feminines. There's this promise or the potentials that can be seen for long term with the feminine. There can be these truths that are known or look like they're known, but they're not being accessed with the feminine. And then the breadcrumbing, not reciprocated energy, that the feminine is always kind of wondering, where's my masculine? Why is this person not fully engaging in this dynamic? So bear with me here. The masculines are treating the feminines the way that they are being treated by the karmic situations. So we mirror into the world, or we get reflected back from the world, from the material realm, what we are inside. And so this is really indicative of the developmental stage of the divine masculines emotionally, because this is how they're allowing the karmic situations to play out. This is how the masculines see themselves. They may not know with clarity what the long-term energies are. They may not know their deepest truth. They may not know how to give and receive equally. That stands to reason if they're in situations that are at this developmental stage. That also stands to reason why they can't be more for the divine feminine. It goes hand in hand. So they're struggling with this, with the karmic situations. From doing these readings for a number of years now, I've seen that the masculines don't leave the karmic situations until they learn this kind of stuff. Specifically, that there is not the type of compatibility and success available in the karmic situations. They're looking for long-term, they're looking for truth, they're looking for reciprocity in the wrong places. And so divine masculines who are watching this, you're not meant to toil and struggle and flog yourself trying to find success in karmic situations. They are not built on the foundations that allow for that. So you won't find long-term success, you won't find truth, and you won't find reciprocity. These karmic situations are meant to be a reflection of this for you, so that you withdraw your energy from faulty foundations, so that you remove yourself. You're not meant to restore you're not meant to access success there. If it's not built on a foundation of success, it will not produce ultimate success. And so, yeah, that's what they're struggling with. So what are the masculines struggling with in their divine connections? The moon, the feminine, the mystic energy, the uncertainty, the subconscious, the deep emotional connection. What advice can we get the masculines for the karmic situation? Energetic advice for the masculines for the karmic situation. Impeccability, advancement, and loftiness. So you will rise up out of that as you do the inner work, as you bring yourself into alignment with true, long-term energy, not short-sighted. When you seek to be very honest with yourself, when you become aware of energetics to the degree that you now see with clarity, divine masculines. This is not a journey for the faint of heart. This is a journey of mastery, and it does take an incredible amount of mastery to not delude yourself. And so coming out of karmic situations can only be done when you see with impeccable clarity and higher truth, higher understanding, mastery. And if you desire to love yourself and to only engage in things that are reciprocal, you will see how the karmic situations don't offer that. They offer resistance so that you can hone your own long-term truth and to go towards things you're compatible with, not this cycling energy of resistance, self-sabotage, delusion. Big words, but that's what we're getting. So the only way out of karmic situations and turmoil is to elevate, to become impeccable, and to advance energetically, spiritually, to rise, to ascend. What can we see for the advice for the feminines? Or for the situations with the feminines? Divination, intuition, and inner vision. So divine masculines, you're not going to relate to the wisdom of the divine feminine unless you tap in to your own inner vision and intuition. When you embody that, you will see the feminine wisdom. You will see that it is not such a mystery after all, that it is so practical, so grounded, so truthful, so essential. This is the moon cycle, which is the primal mother, the river of life through the feminine, the essence of the animal self, masculines. The part of your feminine that scares you is literally this part that is so ultra human, so absolutely spiritual, so real, authentic, genuine, connected, multidimensional, timeless. It's that God self incarnate that your feminine exposes without even trying. So divine feminines, this is not something woo-woo. This is just your essence. As you do the work, as you come into that kind of balance, you exude this. And if you've magnetized twin flames, you are in this vicinity. And if you've magnetized a twin flame, divine masculine, or a highly realized feminine, you also are well within the vicinity of having this level of sensitivity, this level of intuition, this level of your own divine self. So take heed. If you have magnetized that into your sphere of influence, divine counterparts, even if it's confusing, even if it's unusual, abstract, outside of your typical paradigm or languaging, you are of it, or it would not be showing up in your vicinity. Okay, what are the divine masculines wishing could happen if they could wave a magic wand and have anything realized in their lives, in their they would understand the way the feminine seems to flip-flop and go from wise to callous. They would understand the mechanism. They would understand how the feminine can be so, and this does not mean divine feminine, because divine feminines have balanced this out. In the reverse, the Queen of Swords is karmic feminine. In the upright, this is an aspect of divine feminine. In the upright, it is experienced, perceiving, tactful, grace. In the inverse, it is cutting, bitchy, mean, manipulative, narcissistic. Two sides of a coin, two sides of a blade. Masculines would, if they could wave a magic wand, they would debunk, demystify this feminine Jekyll and Hyde. They wish that they could understand that mechanism. They wish they could free, protect, save, rescue all the damsels in distress and allow them to just be free, happy, spiritual, peaceful, innocent, joyful, carefree. They want to take the burden. I just heard them say they want to save their mothers, their sisters, their daughters, their lovers from hell. This is only the Knight of Pentacles, though. So everybody involved here, divine masculines, for many of you, you did have to grow up too soon. You had to be the man of the household. You had to be the protector. You were told you needed to be the everything for the feminine. This is only a knight. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to know the answers. But if they could wave their magic wands, they would want to figure it out. They'd want to know how to work this puzzle. That is so beautiful, divine masculines, but it's not all up to you. The feminine can save themselves. They can be responsible, and they need to be. They need to be. It is equality. The masculine and the feminine have two different sacred aspects, but the masculine does not need to be burdened. By it, and nor does the feminine. What can we give the advice for masculines watching regarding wanting to assist this way? We are getting bliss, aspiration, and realization. Okay, so I'm getting for the realization that the feminine is allowed to do their own work. Masculines, you don't have to jump through hoops and appease and pacify the over-emotionality of the feminine. You can walk the other way from karmic feminine energy. It's not your job. It's not your responsibility to be the happiness for a feminine. It is not your responsibility to save them from their emotions, from their pain, to coddle them. Divine feminines are rising and coming into wholeness and not blaming the masculines, wishing to celebrate in that. Follow your own bliss. Heal yourself, divine masculines. Celebrate with fully realized women. Encourage the women in your life that they can do it, that they don't need to be protected in that way that is walking on eggshells, that doesn't express the emotions, that doesn't talk about difficult things. Feminines can be there for you, divine masculines. They don't have to be the fragile ones. You don't have to be the strong ones. The irony is the divine feminine energy is one of the strongest energies on the planet. It is the Om. It is the holding space. It is the full realization of the feminine being able to hold space in their heart for truth, reality. It is one of the most sacred, grounded, practical energies in existence. When a feminine comes into their God self, there is nothing they cannot have space in their heart to see authentically. That doesn't mean they have to engage with it or put up with it, but they have the capacity to recognize and have compassion. And so if it is not mean, if it is not death energies, meaning not life affirming, supportive of life, the feminine can stride with it. The divine feminine can stride with it. That is where we can have autonomy. That is where we can have true partnership. Divine masculines, don't be so bullheaded and stubborn trying to save feminines who are not balanced, who are not their own source of balance, who have not connected. Support them by encouraging them to do the work, and don't facilitate. Codependency is where you take on a feminine who's a project and you stay with it and you lose yourself. Remove yourself from those situations and allow everybody to grow. Don't contribute and facilitate that. Follow your bliss. Rise up, divine masculines. Oof, big messages. What are the divine masculines misunderstanding about these connections? The world in a neutral sense. They're misunderstanding what being someone's everything is. When we are in mastery, we are all of it. We have the capacity for all of it, and we dance. I'm seeing right now a vision of all the lives that any human has ever incarnated as flashing in front of my eyes, all ethnicities, all places around the world, all ages, all genders, all spectrum of everything that a human could be. It's just flashing in front of my mind. When we recognize our God selves, we have all of that in us. And so what you're misunderstanding, divine masculines, is that we're not capable of this. This journey brings us through the upper echelons of consciousness. So you might be misunderstanding how close to that completion you are, close to the awareness of how sacred it is to actually be energetically paired with a feminine such as you have been. What a gift that is. What a testament of your own wholeness that is. You might be misunderstanding how there you are, how the feminine that you are on this journey with is a gift, a blessing, a confirmation, a mirror for you. You might be misunderstanding who you are and how your reality is being reflected back to you. If you don't have complete love, acceptance, willingness, joy, sexual attraction, you're not seeing it right with these divine feminine energies. That is a big statement. What can we get for advice? Starseed Awakening, Cosmic Heritage, Galactic Remembrance, and Temple of Eventual Destinies. So Divine Masculines, you might be misunderstanding that you are on the Ascension journey, and that all of the things that are happening that feel so rapid fire, change them up. Which way are we going now? It's all part of this time-lapse, multifaceted joyride I just heard that you're on, of a journey that's bringing you into everything your soul has cried for, everything you've wished for. Enlightenment, spiritual progression, benevolence, that this is a benevolent journey, that it is a star-seeded awakening. This is the lottery of lifetimes, to be born on the planet during an ascension. To be born on any planet during the lifetime of ascension, where a planet goes from segregated to unified, is one of the most sacred rites of passage in all of existence. It is a lot to handle. A whole lot. But it's not impossible. 22, 21, 21, and 22. So yeah, don't misunderstand the blessing that you find yourself in alignment with, to have stumbled on a divine counterpart connection. What are the Divine Masculines getting right? Ooh, that everything is changing, that we're not in Kansas anymore, that it can never go back to the way it was, that the foundations of reality are flip-flopping from material to spiritual to energetic. You're getting that right. It's not like it used to be, Divine Masculines. It can be confusing. It can be a little bit unnerving, intense. Well, what can we see? Awakening to source, soul confidence, reassurance, source essence. So yeah, we're going from the material realm to connection to source. We are not so much grounding into the physical anymore, but into energetic truths. And so develop that connection, masculines. I'm being drawn to 19 here. Since 2019, this has been a ramping up. Okay, what can we get for the Divine Masculines? What are they thinking? What are they feeling? What are they wishing? What are they doing? What is the biggest challenge and the solution? And where are these connections going in the near future? Whoa. Thank you, Divine Creator, for bringing through only the highest, most beneficial information for the beautiful twin collective that joins me here. Clarifiers. And then I'm also going to get some messages from the Divine Masculines. The deck that I just created. It doesn't even have a name. Okay, what can we see? Divine Masculine's conscious mind for the connections at this time. 8 of Swords and 4 of Cups. Wow. Trapped, powerless, regretful. Oh, Divine Masculines are feeling stuck. They're feeling fear. They're feeling like, how do they get to the Divine Feminines from here? What are they saying? The truth is sinking in. They have missed out. They have self-sabotaged. They are feeling ill-equipped. They're feeling frustrated because the truth is sinking in. Divine Masculines, Let the truth sink in. Of course you wouldn't know how to access this connection if you didn't know the truth yet. Rest. Divine masculines, integrate. Let it sink in. Open your eyes, open your ears, open your minds. Allow it, divine masculines. I'm going to pull an energetic card for that. What can the divine masculines do to not feel foolish about where they're at on the journey? Perspective, ideals, and beliefs. You didn't know what you didn't know. And now that it's starting to sink in, everything is allowed to change. Tower again, you know, that card. Allow it to change. You've never been where you are now. What of it, divine masculines? It's all good. This is how we learn, through first-hand experience. This is how we get there. It's just what this part of the journey looks like. And it's all perfect, or you would not be here now. What can we see for conscious mind about the divine feminines? Well, the Two of Wands, which is a twin flamey card, and Eight of Pentacles, doing the work. So, they see you, divine feminine, as having learned some secrets. Having done the work, they know the only way to get to you, divine feminine, is to do the work, to leave their comfort zone, to be strangely drawn towards you. I feel so much that I do not say. So divine masculines are very, very cautious to talk about what they do know. I'm getting because they do feel like it's not time yet, that you, divine feminine, may not be ready. There's a lot of that karmic feminine energy coming back from the first bit of cards that we pulled, where the divine masculines, I was getting the vibe that they just sort of still needed to balance out before they could be fully transparent and trust that the feminines had the capacity to unconditionally hold space for their truth, their becoming, their evolution, their progress right where they're at. So divine masculines are seeing you, divine feminine, literally beginning to grow out of not being able to truly partner yourself, being too attached, being too dependent, being too clingy, being too emotional. Divine masculines are starting to realize that feminine energy is changing, but it's a work in progress from their side of it to the feminines as well. They feel so much they don't say, because partly they're guided by the divine, their own intuitive knowing, partly because they are traumatized from past experiences where they have not been met with compassion, and partly because these connections are so intense they just literally can't, because there's a lot of processing, a lot of awakening, a lot of work still being done. What can we see for the masculine's heart space for these connections? Ooh, Justice and Seven of Swords. So secretly they know these connections are justified. What would they say? Is it worth it? This is cool energy, because what I'm getting is Justice can represent marriage. Secretly they see you as marriage material, but is it worth it? Are the marriage templates the way to go here, is what I'm getting. They're secretly wondering, how do they do a connection like this, Justice, but how do they actually access love, true partnership, longevity, passion, lifelong learning in a connection? Is a legal contract the way to go? Is there a rule or regulation that can monitor this? Is it worth it? Is coming into a relationship as divine counterparts in a romantic sense worth it? Could there be loss? Will it be safe? Is it appropriate? Is this the thing dreams are made of and nothing more? So many things on this journey are easier said than done, but when you really look at the energetics of it, like the masculines are scrutinizing it, it starts to get a little bit too real. How do you partner with a divine creature, actually? How do you? Divine masculines are wondering, what the fuck does a connection like this justice? Is it tangible? What are they feeling on the heart space for the feminine? 3 of Wands, 8 of Wands. They literally want to continue keeping an open mind, open heart, reading the energy. This is telepathic connection. This is astral projection, 5D. This is subconscious. This is intuitive. Seeing where it will go. I see the big picture. They're starting to see how this connection has changed both of your lives. They're starting to see that there is no destination. They're starting to see that this is a spiritual evolution. This is transforming. I'm even getting they're starting to see the implications of how this will change laws and schools and relationships. We can't unsee what we've seen on the journey, and they're starting to realize there is something far larger going on than just a relationship. For some, they are, I just heard, tripping right out that we really are in an ascension, that we really are elevating our consciousness beyond what it used to be. And these connections are the most surreal indicators of that. The way that they are beginning to understand through what is felt and perceived and realized in these connections, they're starting to understand that humanity is going through something very unique right now. And for many divine masculines, they do think in big picture, collective scope. They are strategists and geniuses and right down to humble, ordinary folk as well. But that practical wisdom that they have is a purist, perfectionist, honorable energy. And they do want the very best. They do want the truest. It's showing them all of this. They are in an awestruck energy. It's almost like it hasn't sunk in. This Tower card that we saw a bit earlier, there's a little bit of shock. I'm just hearing that some of the things the masculines are saying that they hear coming out of their own mouths these days is just a little bit too unnerving and yet very cool at the same time. It's like they're saying things that they never thought they would actually be seeing in their waking reality. They're hearing themselves say these very things out loud, and it's like their souls inside of them are shaking their heads because it's like, what did I just... It is becoming very conscious, very heady, very multidimensional, very shamanic as they come into their God selves more and more. What is the wish the masculines have? Strength and Queen of Pentacles. humility, home, connection with divine feminine. So they are wishing to accept this connection fully, humbly, completely, so that it is a gift and welcomed thing. I know how to do it right. They're wishing to embody the confidence, the knowledge, the heart that it will take to say yes to this. What action are the masculines taking at this time? 4 of Wands and 4 of Wands. I love it. As above, so below. So we got the 4 of Wands in the inverse and the 4 of Wands upright. That's the 1111 card. No matter how you look at it, it's still 1111. So, wow, what action are they taking? Union within, union without. We saw a lot of the karmic situation versus divine feminine, and we saw how the masculines are seeing now that they are navigating karmic situations, and the inverse is happening in the divine counterpart connection. It's also this inner growing awareness of energetics, aka spirituality within, this mastery budding, and how their emotions are connected to that, and what's reflected around them. I love love. So in the inverse, that is a card of allowing the unity to sink in, the unity consciousness, the balance. They want the real thing. So they're seeing where they are unconditionally loving, where they have a good heart, where they've wanted the best, where they have been pure, but they're wanting to come out of being unfounded idealists. It's the masculine equivalent of woo. They don't want to be airy fairy hopeless romantics anymore. They want to do it right. They want to actually have success with these things. What's the biggest challenge for the masculines? The Empress and the King of Cups. The amount of freaking love they have for their Empress, and how to do it justice, how to reach you, divine feminine, how to be on your level, how to connect with your essence in a way that harnesses, serves, supports, encourages, affirms, celebrates the fullness, that does it justice, the truth below the surface. Divine masculines want success with you. This is the challenge. They're clamoring to mature, to balance, to grow, so they can be a worthy match. They can't do it with you, divine feminine, because the things they need to learn, they can't just parrot what you tell them. They have to come to it on their own. You are my greatest muse, I just heard. What is the solution to the challenge? 6 of Pentacles and the 7 of Wands. So this is bravery within and reciprocity. So we saw in the very first card a lack of reciprocity with the karmic situations, that the karmic situations could not offer the divine masculines what they were looking for, and therefore the feminines weren't getting what they would need with the divine masculines. Here, this is the bravery to start small, begin to exchange, to come to the divine feminines in this way, where it's not the be-all end-all, where it is a developmental exploration, where it is autonomous, where it can go slowly, where they can get to know each other, where they can start small and not get a speed wobble. I am open to what will come. Exactly. Being brave and open to what will come. What is the direction of the connections in the near future, the next few weeks? Two of Wands, Knight of Wands. Ooh, sexual chemistry amping up. Choosing to not deny the sexual connection here. To not deny that they're feeling the pull. To not deny. So this might ramp up in the 5D. And this might bring counterparts into physical connection again. Regardless, there's going to be a permission given for the counterparts to feel this magnetic sensual pull. And I know the truth. So many cards of truth. I think every card in this deck that had the word truth on it has come out in this reading. So yeah, I know the truth. The chemistry doesn't lie. The sexual pull doesn't lie. Even if it's out of our comfort zones, this is one of the most primal ways that energy recognizes its self. Boom. So there is dropping resistance to the sexual chemistry that's being felt in these connections. As we refine and purify, only real connection causes that kind of attraction. What can we see as the final card for the twin collective that joins me here? Seal of subtle luminosities. It's an 11 card. Discernment, discipline, and order. So this is where we get our ducks in the row and we get it straight. We don't get it twisted. We're untwisting all of the karmic, the 3D, the suffering, the lower vibrational things, and we are discerning which way to go. Discipline is the stick-to-itness that allows us to grow. This is confirming we are on that path and we are bringing order to chaos. We're bringing lightness out of the density. Seal of subtle luminosities. We're bringing light. We are the light bringers. We are sleuthing the truth. What a sacred, beautiful journey, because ultimately, looking into these connections sheds light on love. Many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.